Hello and welcome back to Ars Nouveau. Today is episode 3 and we've got, like always, a million things I want to get done. So right now I'm kind of giving Zacharias a little bit of a tour of my area here. He's not on audio, just on chat. Yeah, just kind of showing what we've gotten done. Basically just added a couple more pillars there. I need to figure out how I want to frame that second floor. But other than that, yeah, we're going to get started. So something I want to show that I've been working off kind of off camera here. Warp Witch Hut. So in this little chest here, I can just rearrange these warp scrolls, and if I step in that ruin, it'll automatically teleport me there, just using a source from there. So let's hop over to the witch hut. This is a public area. Basically, I just kind of found a witch hut sitting here, and put a roof over the top, put some spawn platforms in, and I've been trying to light up all the areas around. That's sort of the main problem right now, is there's too much stuff going on. I'll probably build an AFK platform up high, but for now it's just all manual anyway. Oh, hello there. Our first customer. I also don't have a nice way of getting up, which is kind of difficult. Boop. There we go. Enchanted sword with touch, harm, amplify 7, and dispel. It hurts them enough that you can dispel them, which turns them into a Wixie shard. So, little area setup, nothing fancy. Mostly just for getting these Wixies, because this is going to be my main auto crafting for the season. I'm going through trying to sort out my inventory problems, and I have this chest of things that I can fortune. Now, fortune in this pack is kind of interesting. So, like I did before, I've got a fortune dig spell here with 8 fortunes. Gets me a lot of stuff, but is painful to use. For instance, I can go like this, place down a couple, and I can get 2, and then I have to wait for my mana to regen. And it just takes forever. Now, granted, I can get, stack of lapis that quick, which is useful, but that's too much of a pain, and I'm lazy. So, we're going to set up some spell turrets. So, there are 3 types. This is brand new. We have basic, timer, and enchanted. The timer has a built-in timer on it, which is kind of nice. The enchanted spell turret is basically what the spell turret was before, where it has a mana discount, source discount, sorry. And then basic spell turret, it's much easier to craft now. Previously, you had to do it in the enchanting apparatus with a dispenser and a whole bunch of stuff, and enchanting apparatus is kind of painful. Instead, just some gold, source gems, and a block of redstone in the middle. So let's make a couple of those. Okay, they're pretty cheap. Let's go ahead and make a bunch of them. So 8 should be enough for now. Mainly, what I want is, I just need 2 for right now, and I need a redstone torch. So let's grab a handful of redstone and some sticks I'll probably need. And while we're at it, get some stone. And eventually, like I said, this will all be hooked up to Corporeal, so I can just kind of hit C a bunch of times and get everything I need. But for now, this works. And some quartz as well. A little bit of this. I don't actually need the comparators at the moment, but it's still handy to have. So let's make a couple torches. Easy enough. And while we're in here, let's grab all of this. So this is a pretty simple design. It's actually kind of painfully simple. It's a lot easier than we thought it would be. I've gone through a few iterations of the design with various things of trying to power it and get it to power itself with redstone, but quite honestly, it's literally just one turret there, a hole in the ground here, and a redstone torch. Now I need to set up the spells here. I'll get some things set up for that. But basically the way the system is going to work is the block is going to get placed on top of here, which, because there's a redstone torch there, this block you can see up in the corner there is now powered. And of course, when this is powered, it's going to power the spell turrets. So let's break this. And so what we can do is we can just set this up so that one of these is breaking and the other is placing and picking things up. And it's just going to instantly go through, or not quite instantly, but I think it's basically 0 taking it. It'll go through a chest of materials really quickly. So let's get some spell parchment set up for this, and we'll come right back. And there are 2 spells that we want right now. So let's clear this one here, because it's just kind of a throwaway slot. We want touch. We want, in this case, we want place block, and we want pick up. Pretty simple. We're going to call this one place. Of course, the naming here does not matter at all. It won't actually be copied to the spell parchment. So let's clear those slots. One U goes on there, and shift right click to get a spell parchment inscribed with what we need. Touch, place block, item pickup. Next up, just going to use the same slot. We want touch, break, and a bunch of fortunes. And I'm just going to leave it at that. There we go. We have 2 spells, and this is basically it. So let's come over here and try to not walk through those. Now, the actual order of these is fairly important. It is directional dependent because we want to power them in a certain order, but it may not actually matter. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and place down a chest. This one here is one with pickup and place, so that will work. And let's just start with coal. We want one of these here. And you are set. Got mana. Should be good. Perfect. And things just go right back into this chest here. It's not an ideal system. You can't just have it automatically feed in because, for instance, when it gets to the redstone, it's going to try to place the redstone. Which is very useful. But yeah, we can get a whole bunch of quartz this way, a whole bunch of really everything. And with that, we are now out of source. Excellent. Cool. So that's a problem. We're going to need a lot more source for this. Which, like I had mentioned, one of the things we want to get done today is source generation. So clearly we need some better source generation, because that isn't enough. I need a lot more than just 6 jars. In fact, I will want that kind of distributed throughout the entire base. Which brings us to these random oak planks here. If we open this up, or even if you just listen, you can hear we've got a bunch of cows in here. So that is part of the plan. I also have some chickens in this one, and some sheep in this one. I can also get some pigs, but for now I don't really need it. Cows are going to be useful because I need a bunch of leather anyway for all the item frames for labeling stuff inside. So, what are we going to do with that? Well, that is where source link. These various source links. These are the power generators. Right now we're using a agronomic source link and getting all of our power from growing crops. The cactus farm there is pretty much the main source actually, because it's fully automated. Don't need to do anything. It just exists and it works. That said, I think my chest is full here anyway. It's getting there. Okay. I've actually emptied that a few times now. But this works. Yeah, it works, but it is slow. And to properly use an agronomic, what I should do is have all this stuff be auto-harvested as well, which I can do. I just don't want to do it right here. So we're not going to use it here. My plan is that all this is going to be torn out and I'll have some more buildings here. This is just a starter area. So let's go over here and kind of talk about what we're going to do. Agronomic is what we used before, but what I want to use next is the Vitalic source link. Pretty cheap. Gold, glistering melon, which we've got plenty of, source gems. These are really cheap. We want that, and we also want rituals. Specifically, we want a ritual of, where are you? Fertility. And I think I already crafted up a bunch of these anyway, but what this does is you can set up a ritual pedestal, which is here. Yeah, ritual brazier. Place that down, and with the fertility, what it'll do is it will automatically breed animals around it. So if I have it near this pit of cows, what will happen is it will just constantly breed them until I have 20 here. The limit is 20 animals, so I can't have like cows and sheep in one ritual because it'll just give me 20 total, which is difficult to balance. So instead what I'm going to need is a ritual for each of them. And then, where does the Vitalic come in? Well, this generates source in a few different ways. First off, you get it from killing things. So like mob farm, yeah, you can get a lot of source that way. Otherwise, it also gets source from breeding animals, such as these guys here, which are going to be bred up quite a lot. Why are you not breaking? There we go. So, when these guys breed, you get source. And then the third way it gets source is by the baby animals growing up. It'll actually speed up their growth, which will make them, adults faster, as well as then automatically breeding, and you get source from all of that. So, basically what that means is you get a small little hole, fill it with cows, put some minecarts at the bottom so that mob crowding takes over, and you walk away. That's it. It's done. Really compact, really clean, and hopefully I can fit a few of those up here. So I've expanded this little hill just a little bit here, which is actually quite a lot of work, so I had to expand down there as well as making it look semi-natural at least. But this is what I've got so far. I have 4 ritual braziers, which all have a range of 5 blocks. I tested that in creative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a square, by the way. And then the 6th block it doesn't affect. Now the reason is I need these all to be independent. So I'm going to have, for instance, cows here, chickens here, pigs here, and sheep here. And then what that'll do is they'll just automatically breed them. And since each of these is limited to 20 of each mob, or 20 mobs I should say, they won't interfere with each other, and so the sheep won't be affecting my cow count. So right here, I can now have all 4 of them pretty close together, which will be good for having the Vitalic source link nearby. Now, I have a couple options. One, I can dig down, so I can go boom boom, and have it go down like that, and just kind of shove them down into a hole. That's one idea. Then I can walk over and I can look at it. Or I can make it look like it's like a big glass vial or something. I might do that. Yeah, test tubes. Alrighty, so I've got a basic idea set out here. Just a little bit of a platform, not even a raised platform, just a platform. Down below here, I already hooked up some hoppers to be able to collect everything. And then on top of these, I need some rails. Now, the idea here is that there will be 5 minecarts per little cell. So that's, of course, 20 minecarts. And then a whole bunch of cows, chickens, sheep, that sort of thing. Also, I need some glass still before I can actually start this. I hope I have enough iron. I actually don't know if I have enough iron. I think Zacharias dropped off a stack the other day of blocks because he built an iron farm already. But yeah, glass is going to be a thing. I don't yet have a source for sand. However, we do have spell turrets, and that can actually do it for us. So I'm definitely running out of space over here at my little temporary setup. Like I said, all this whole area is going to be torn out at some point, as well as these sorts of little contraptions are going to go into their own building, probably right there-ish. But yeah, I need sand. So we're going to start with a spell turret right there. And I'm going to just make this real simple. I'm going to do a very similar design to this here, where I have a torch underneath it. And let's put a chest next to it. Right there works. I'm going to do a double chest, actually, because I want a lot of sand. And then, Mr. Spell Turret here, you are going to get we want touch. Crush will turn cobble into gravel. Second crush will turn it into sand. And then we're going to break it. And since we broke it, we need to pick it up. And that, I think, is all I need. So let's grab a spell parchment, which of course I forgot to bring. Let's figure out this. So I need water and lava to meet, right? Pretty straightforward. Let's place this here. I want it to form right there, so I'm going to do just kind of the standard not survival, standard sky block, lava and cobble gen. So we want water here. Let's grab some blocks to build with. Water will go here, it'll pour into there, lava will go on that side. And I think nothing around here should be too flammable. Yeah, like I said, it's getting kind of close to other things, but that's okay. Break you, that's fine. And I want a redstone torch underneath. So, Zacharias got me this nice little box. Grab a redstone torch. There we go. And let's go get a spell parchment. Alrighty, so let's apply our spell parchment. There's apparently a light right here. Let's break that. And with that, we can stick... I need to change this. I would like some water, please. Right. That's a thing. Okay, we can work with that. Lava... Oh, that's going to form there anyway. Ah, okay. Let's break that one down one more so it'll flow down extra layer right here. And we're going to move you over one. So, face this way. There we go. If I put the lava here, it should form right there, and we should all be good. Place you. Fix this. Ah, can't jump that high. Okay. So, I think, yeah, just a little bit of tweaking there, that's fine. It'll work. And place you there. And lava on top. So, you don't yet have a spell. Let's fix that. Okay. Now we're good. You've got the right spell. Lava will go here. It should just work. Perfect. Cool. And that'll just keep filling up this. Awesome. And of course I don't want this thing to run forever because it's just going to start throwing sand out into the world. So, real simple solution here. We're going to read from comparator. Let's get ourselves a redstone dot there, which will give me a signal of 14. So once it gets to 14, I'll put a lever here once I can go get a lever. And we want you to feed into a block. That. You know, that'll work. It's janky. It'll work. When this gets to a signal of 14, then it'll start sitting in output, which will turn that off. Technically, it'll fire it one more time, but once it's a solid on, then it'll just always be on, so that'll work. Next up, we need a lever. I have some cobble on me. Good. Inventory is a complete mess, as usual. But, there we go. So, when this gets to a signal strength of 14, it'll send the output, which will turn that off. Perfect. In the meantime, I'll have a full chest of sand when I come back. Alrighty, and my plan is to go with purple here. Generally I'd go with like a green or something, but since this is Ars Nouveau, I'm going to go with this. And my plan is real simple, just going to have little jars like that. Might go one higher, probably will go one higher, but this will at least get us started. The cow will fit in there and won't be able to get back out, which is really all that I care about at the moment. I also do want to cover these corners here. I don't want to risk them kind of clipping through the side. That would definitely break things. But do I have enough for this? I might. Ooh, I do. Perfect. Okay. I might have to get a little bit more if I want to go one higher. But I think that should be good with probably a... let's go with some deep slate, I think. And I only need probably about half stack. The ground is made of this. Let's use... I think we'll go with this. Polished deep slate slabs. Yeah, I think that'll work on top. Let's get up here first. And let's see how this looks. Little jar. Cow inside. Yeah, I think that'll work. And like I said, I need 5 minecarts. So this is going to be a little difficult. I think I need to hop down here. Yeah, I think like that. So 1, 2, that wasn't the block I wanted. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. Now, hopefully it'll let me put the glass back in place. Good, it does. And let's patch up this hole. Actually, no, we're going to keep the hole. Okay, so we now have 5 minecarts in there, so once I get to 20 cows, they will start taking cramming damage. So let's go get our cows. Alrighty, cows, you're going to live a wonderful life. Sorry, I'm lying. You're not gonna. We're gonna go here. So, come on. And let's patch up this a little bit so that you can walk up. Come on. No, we can do this one at a time. Okay, you hop on up. Thank you. And in you go. In. And a little bit. A little bit. There you go. 1. Perfect. Okay. And our next contestant. Come on. Go in with your friend. And to actually get this thing to be producing for us, I'm going to place a full jar here. Source link I'm just going to place on top. It doesn't have to be on top anymore. It did used to before. It doesn't have to anymore. But for now, that'll work. And we'll place a tablet of fertility. Nothing happens. And we then right-click it. Hello, cows. And little hearts. Perfect. So it's sending source over here already because these guys are breeding. There's a baby cow right there. I guess we can't see the hearts through the glass. That's okay. It works. Now you'll notice it keeps getting source. These cows, baby cows, as they're growing up, it will get source from their growth, as well as it speeds up their growth. In fact, did it already grow up? Did it? No, they're still baby. Okay. Looked like it did for a second. So they'll all breed up, they'll get a bunch of baby cows, they'll grow up as well, breed some more, but once we hit that magical number of 20, the things start to happen and we start getting more source. So yeah, this is now fully generating. Done. It works. Down here, let's clear that. This is going to start collecting our random blocks. It's going to start collecting the leather and beef for us, and I'm going to send that into a storage drawer, just because that'll be probably easiest for sorting it out. Okay, so the last clip was around, I want to say 7:30 this morning. It's now 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and so it's been going for a while. I've got cows, sheep, and some chickens over there. Eventually I'll put some pigs on that side, but I need to go find some pigs first, so that'll be a little bit later. In the meantime, as I'm standing back here, it's actually extremely loud. Really loud for me. I'm not sure how loud it is for you guys, but we're gonna go here, we can go to options and sound, and quite honestly, I'm just gonna mute this for now. We'll come back to that. I'll turn it back to regular later, but I wanted to walk over here. In here, we have 664 leather, 1,300 raw beef, 878 eggs, and 646 white wool. That's just from them kind of dying. I'm not even shearing them, that's just straight from that. And then over here, 966 raw mutton, which is awesome. We've got 2 sources of meat, which will be good because I would like to use that for Botania as well. And then I need, well, I don't quite need 600 leather, but that's okay. We can find a use for that. And 600 wool. I also don't need any wool at the moment, but it's kind of a side effect. Mostly what this setup here is doing is it is giving us power. This has easily filled this up, I think, while I was just kind of building this quick dirty wall. While I did that, I think we got about 4 jars worth. So this thing produces a ton of source, and it's only running at 3/4 capacity here, mostly because I didn't have another source link. But it is working great. We've got a ton of stuff coming in. Hold up, why do I not have chicken? Where's my chicken? Where are my eggs going? Or the eggs are going over here, but there should be chicken and there should be feathers. Okay. Let's see. Are you... Why are we not getting raw chicken? Okay, well, that'll be a thing I'll figure out later. You're giving me eggs, but not... hatching? I don't know. I'm confused. Either way, we'll sort that out. We should be getting some chicken and feathers from that as well. It's not happening, but okay. It is, however, at least giving us source, which is the main thing I wanted with this project. The reason for that is I would like to have source distributed throughout this entire base. There is some things called warp relays. So right now I'm not even using any relays yet, it's just going between the jars. But I'm going to warp the source throughout over there where I'm going to have my main production. Over here as well, I'm going to work on the building. And the enchanting apparatus is over here. I want it by my storage. But basically I'm just going to have source distributed everywhere. And so this thing here is not only a source of meat and wool and all that, it is also my main source of power for my base. So I think I figured it out. The issue is that fertility ritual here, it'll only breed them up until there's 20, right? So that's why I have 4 different things here, 1 for each type of animal. But the problem is chickens are small. So because of that, they're actually not cramming. I'm not entirely sure how I want to fix that. A couple of options would be break them out and put more minecarts in here. Because I think F3B, I think because they're not actually overlapping, they're kind of in 4 little quadrants here, each of the corners. Whereas these guys, they're big, they're all in the same spot. Over here, you can see at the bottom there, they're sort of just sticking there, and then just the other 2 corners. Which means I think for that to actually count for cramming, I would need 100 in there, which isn't going to happen. But what I could do is if I can stick more minecarts there, that might work to be able to get them to cram. The problem with that is as soon as I break this open, they're going to spill out of here. And that's going to be a pain. Which I guess I can deal with that. I've got, how many hundred? Yeah, I've got almost 900 eggs, so I should be able to get them back pretty quickly. I think that's going to be the plan. Let me go get some more iron so I can get more minecarts in there. Okay, and we're going to do a quick little side task here, and that is setting up a pedal apothecary. I don't have any water besides the one I can create. So create some water. I don't think I can cast directly into here, and I think with some other things I tried, I ended up like deleting the item. Don't really feel like doing that right now, so going to make a quick little, we can do one at a time. Bucket and bucket. Cast and bucket. And this will get me just a real simple little setup underneath it. There we go. So now I can scoop whenever I need. And now, of course, the reason for that is I need a burger mute. This, I think it doesn't need mana. I need to test that, but I guess we can test that right now. So we need 2 green, and I need 1 orange. 1 orange, redstone root, and there we go, burger mute. Now, I hope it doesn't need mana. If it does, then I have to set up all that stuff, and I'm not doing that right now. But I'm going to come over here because this is getting really loud and really annoying. So I'm going to just not deal with it. So we grab a grass, one specific grass here. It helped. Not quite as much as I was hoping. Additional one might help. But I need to get some more pedals for that. Okay, well, I'll deal with those later. I was hoping one would have been enough. I just turned down the volume. So, here goes. Hello, chickens. Goodbye, chickens. You don't all have to come out. I actually prefer you don't. Let's go ahead and make a couple carts. You or you or you. Let's make 2, I guess, is all I can get right now. Be able to pop more in here. So I'm going to fill that up, try to kill off all these chickens and see if that helps. Alrighty, made myself another source link here, which should now be drawing from the pigs, and I also made a stack of jars, which quite honestly is kind of overkill, but that's okay. I like overkill. So 3, 4 there, 2, 3, 4 here, 3 and 4, in no particular order here. I'll probably rearrange how these look later, but for now they each have 4 source jars, they each are getting power, they each are causing the animals to breed, which is awesome. Now I want to double check over here. We are now getting feathers and chicken, that is good. And you know what, we need 1 more of these drawers because the pigs, when they start dying, I believe are going to give me, I think they drop tallow, so that's the thing. These guys are going to be a little slow if they're sitting in that corner. Before they were all spread out, now they're all stuck in one corner. So that's annoying, because now it probably would work fine if I just had 5, but I think I got 11 in there. Oh well, it works. It's slow, but it works. And I mean, it's still producing plenty. We should be good. I need to grab 1 more drawer here. And the upgrades I think I have with me already, so let's double check. Did I put my drawers in here? Here's 1. Okay. And the upgrades, I've got a storage upgrade, and I don't know if I made a extra void upgrade. No, I did not. Okay, I'll go grab one of those. Oh, right, it keeps the upgrades, so this actually already has a void upgrade. We just need to add a storage upgrade to it as well. In fact, do you guys all have storage? Should. Okay, cool. So that'll fill up with pig drops, the pork and tallow, tallow from pork. This area here is basically done functionally. I do want to clean up a little bit more aesthetically. Obviously I'm not going to have grass in here. I'm probably going to go with dark oak on the ground as well. I still need to actually design a building here. I've done no work on that. I just kind of did a real rough outline. I figured I wanted a building here, but I didn't know the shape or anything. So I think that's good. And I believe I have it the same distance on all sides of that, so that's fine. This is all in loaded chunks as well. Same with the main storage here. And I'm also going to end up having a carbuncle bring stuff over here, I think. Yeah, it's working. By my cow. I'm happy with it. Why is there chicken? Must have forgotten to pick that one up. Okay, so I came over here to place more of these burger mutes, and I noticed there is some chicken sitting around. That's a little annoying. Yeah, I mean, I can solve this with like a hopper hawk, but I was hoping that it just go straight into the hopper underneath them. Apparently they're not actually on top of the hopper, and so it won't actually go in. They're in fact in the glass here. That's a little annoying. This is working, because we got 14 feathers, 15 chicken now. I kind of don't care. I think that'll be fine. It'll just be a little bit slower. Some of it's going to get lost, but that's fine, because honestly this is loaded, and it's a server, so it's going to be running constantly, so I'm not too worried. Other news, Bergamutes. Apparently 5 is enough to make this completely silent around here. That is good. I do have my volume all the way up. So we're back to that. That's good. And not being annoyed by all of the carts everywhere. So, awesome. It works. And I have a couple of Bergamutes left over. And the last thing I want to do today is get some relays set up. So, regular source relays, pretty cheap, just gold and source gems, which are effectively infinite at this point. Gold I'm getting a little low on, only have a couple stacks of that left. But, yeah, that works. Next up, though, I need to turn these into warper relays. So these are chorus fruit and ender pearls, which I'm actually really low on ender pearls. So that's a little annoying. We'll have to go to the end to get some more of those. But we now have source relay warper. These things are pretty cool. What they do, a regular relay will send from one jar to another jar within 30 blocks. So pretty long range on these. The relay warper, however, there's 4 types I should say. There's a splitter, warper, and then depositor. Depositor will send source to any jar around it. Good for if you want to just plop down a couple jars, like I have 56 of them here. It'll just fill them up, assuming that they can pull from something. The splitter will take from many to many. So for instance, I've got all of these, can go to one in the middle and then send to however many I want. And the warper is very similar to the splitter. In fact, I should probably use that to make a crafting recipe. Anyway, relay warper can go within 30 blocks. However, it can also warp to another warper. So I can send it from one warp relay here to another warp relay way over there. In fact, I want to test you. Maybe I'll just go directly to a source relay instead of a warp. You may just need that to send, not to receive. I don't know. Things to be tested. But for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to hop over here. I don't have any blocks to build with. So I'll grab some. Base building chest. And I'm just going to kind of dig up here, or build on top. Okay, I want to go up a little bit. Probably here is a good one. Warper right there. Now, that can receive, so I need to get a wand, Dominion wand here. So to link these, you go down here, you say, I want to take from you, and send to you. Oh, don't shift right click. Shift right click on the destination is going to clear your connections. So let's try that again. From you, clear connections. From you to you. Oh look, more chicken. Cool, so they'll take from that one and send it to here, currently not going anywhere else. I gotta check this. So I'm gonna run way over here. Let's link to our wand. One thing that'd be very useful on this is if it could just stay linked to it. So from this one, we're gonna come way over here. And this should be plenty far enough away. Regular relay. And a jar. I know I can't directly send to a jar this far, but I think I can send to a relay. Okay, no. Let's go with a warper relay. Bailey's asking about forbidden shapes. Bit of a meme on the Discord is that if you ask for stairs or slabs to be made out of arcane bricks, you'll be banned. However, we have block carpentry on here, which is basically any shape of block you'd like. I may have put some forbidden blocks in his base, but no big deal. Okay, so from that warper to this warper, this can now receive, and now from you to you. So that'll happily fill up this jar. Cool. Don't actually want that, but that's how you bind it. Right now what I want to do is I'm going to pick up these and head back over here. Because we've got this big area, And my plan is that my main kind of mana battery, or source battery rather, is going to be here-ish. So it's going to warp from up there, well, from all of these jars over to a depositor over here. In fact, I could probably do that with a regular splitter. Whatever. I'll send it over here. And then from here, I'm going to distribute to the rest of the base. These guys here, I'm going to have at least one jar that's going to remain that will be linked so that it'll always be filled. So these will fill mostly empty jars. There'll be one full jar to be able to power the rituals, just to make sure that doesn't run out. Whereas the rest of it's going to go over here to storage to be distributed everywhere else. Alrighty, well, we've got things flying around so far. Right now, I changed this one out for a splitter instead of a warper. I have it taking from every jar except for I put a new jar underneath each of these ritual braziers. And from here, I just need to bind this to all of my jars over here, which is kind of a tedious process, but it'll be worth it in the end. Frame rate is not too happy over here, but I'll deal with that later. But yeah, so I'm just going to finish setting up the rest of these, and it should kind of balance itself out. That'll look kind of cool. It should balance itself out once everything is drained. I have to say, it's a little weird, the fact that there's absolutely no sound over here. But I think elsewhere in my base, I'm pretty sure there's sound. Yeah, okay, there is sound, yes. Yeah, feels really weird having absolutely nothing. But I'm happy with how this whole thing is turning out. I have right now, I've got 18 jars of storage over here. The first top are already completely filled. And then that sends over here. Actually, I should start at the beginning. These guys, they die. Source goes into the source links, which goes into the jar underneath them because it's the closest jar. From there, it goes up to the splitter. Splitter, as you can see, sends power over to these jars. These jars then go through the warp relay here, which has a chance to lose some source, admittedly, so I'm not getting 100% efficiency on this, but I'm fine with that. It sends it over to a jar that is underneath this ritual. So this jar should always be at 100%, pretty much forever. And basically, it's cleaned up. I don't have the extra jars over here. I do have a bunch of jars in here that now will no longer stack with the rest of them because they're at 0% instead of percent does not exist. That's okay. I'm fine with that. I will use them later. I can put more storage here. Obviously, I can keep stacking this up if I need. For now, I think this is plenty fine. It's going to fill up before I get back anyway. Next time if I log out, it'll be done in like an hour, if that. But with that, I think we're at a good stopping point. Like I said, I still want to design a building here. Floor is going to have to be made, walls and stuff. The whole thing needs built. I mean, you can see that. But this at least gets me some power going. And the good thing with that is now that I have power, I can route it throughout the base, and I can get rid of my temporary setups over here and replace them with more permanent structures. So I am excited for that. I've got a lot of plans for this whole base area. But with that, I think we will call it for a day. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.